It's Border Crossings, and I'm your host, Larry London. On today's show, I have three-time Grammy winner Wyclef Jean. As a member of the Fugees and as a solo performer, Wyclef has always been on the cutting edge. His charity foundation, Yele Haiti, has raised millions of dollars for his native country in the wake of their devastating earthquake in 2010. Wyclef recently contributed to an AIDS benefit CD and shares his plans for the next solo album coming out in 2015, Clefication. It's Wyclef on today's Border Crossings. Hi, this is Larry London. Welcome to Border Crossings, and a very special program today. It's not often we have a chance to talk to a multiple Grammy award-winning superstar, an internationally recognized name around the world, both with his time in the Fugees and also as a solo artist. He's been on many TV shows and in films as well, and we are so happy to have with us today from New York, it is Wyclef joining us on the Voice of America. Welcome, Wyclef.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure to meet you and a pleasure to have you on the show. Or am I talking to Toussaint St. Jean today? I mean, who's on?
Depending. If I'm in Haiti, it's Toussaint St. Jean, but I'm here in America, so it's Wyclef Jean, according to my people in Texas. According to my people in Texas.
A shout out to everyone in Texas. The new CD is called Clefication. And I know we've been waiting for a while for the CD to come out.
The new album is called Clefication. The title was given by me, to me by Avicii. Every time we're in the studio, he's like, man, I need more Clefication. I need more Clefication. And a lot of people is like, what is the Clefication? Well, that's just the little swagger that I put in top of the songs. You know, that little, the feeling of the music.
You've always got that great feel. I mean, probably we felt it, best in the We Are the World song that you did. You really went crazy in that song. You had a lot of fun. A lot of people didn't know that was you at the end going crazy.
Yeah, well, coming from where I come from in Haiti, first, being born in a small village, our voice is in singing and is our way of life. That's one of the ways of life in the village, or we kicking a football around. So for me, I exercise my vocals, the same way I used to do in the village back home.
Now you talk about home and you talk about Haiti, and everybody around the world knows that you're from Haiti, and Haiti has been slowly recovering from the tragedy that they had to face there a few years ago. How is everything back home? How are the people in Haiti doing right now?
Well, I got a chance to talk to the president yesterday. I believe like within anything with government, the first thing to establish political stability, and our government have done that. His focus is basically the initiative of education, and half of the entire population is a youth population, so education and job creation has to be the focus going towards the future.
And I know you raise a lot of money for various causes. Right now, the focus is AIDS and the Global Fund. You've raised money for everybody back home as well, and a number of other charities. Yes. You're a very giving guy. A lot of people don't realize this about you, but Wyclef you have a big heart.
Well, I mean, for me, the heart really just comes from the fact that I was born in a small village in Haiti. When I moved to Brooklyn, I lived in Marlboro Projects in Coney Island. Very rough lifestyle, I grew up, I seen, amongst gangs, amongst drug dealers, I was right there amongst everything. And I say the only thing that separates us is the fact that I got that chance. So if we have the ability to give kids that chance, then they can do better too.
And over the years, you've worked with some prominent people in the business. You recorded with Shakira. You were on tour with Shakira for a while. You've recorded with Ludacris and a number of other artists, Will.i.am, and the list goes on and on. Are there any surprises on Clefication, the new album?
Yeah, definitely. For me, the gift of my writing really just comes when I came to the States, and in high school, I basically became a jazz major, I love the likes of like Thelonious Monk's, Art Blakey. So that's where that background, and I idolize Quincy Jones. He's like a spiritual godfather for me. So with every Wyclef album, you can always expect the unexpected. So look out for a lot of cool surprises.
And when I mentioned you were going to be on the show, I got an email, a couple of emails from people saying, Any chance of the Fugees getting together again? And I know there's been some issues on making that happen. You tried it in New York a couple of years ago, but where are you guys at right now?
Well, first of all, my laying low was like laying low going to Stockholm's to take a couple of years and months just to develop a new sonics and a new sound of where I saw the new Wyclef going. As far as the Fugees, the coolest thing I ever heard was when Bono said, you know, the Fugees are the hip-hop Beatles, you know? So it's one of those bands that everywhere I go, I can't escape the question, like, yo, is there going to be a Fugees album, you know? So I actually would love that, you know? If they're watching right now, they could give me a call, you know, 1-800, we need a Fugees album, you know?
What kind of music is the greatest influence on you? Because I know you have a guitar in your hands right now, and you were doing some reggae music. You were doing a Bob Marley song. So, you know, what shaped you to who you are today?
I would say naturally, I grew up with jazz, with a lot of reggae, a lot of like early rock, and hip hop. Of course, I would say those four influences, they shape what we call the eclectic, you know?
And so you've been doing this a while, and how do you feel music is today? When you put on the radio and you listen to what products being put out there, how do you feel the state of hip hop is? What do you think about the pop music you're hearing? Because you're one of the pioneers of music, so where are you sitting with all this?
Well, I think that music is at a great place. When people say that, they say, what do you mean? Because I said online lives the greatest music. So if you're looking for really cool music, all you have to do is surf the internet, you know? This is where bands get that chance. 9 times out of 10, what you hear on the radio and when you show up in an arena sometimes, the bands that pack the arenas are not even on the radio. So we've entered a new era.
Are you working on anything new music right now that you could play something for us? You got a guitar. Just surprise us with something.
Yeah. Dairy blossom, I've gone down to the old rock bottom. Now I know the love in your heart was true. Divine blessing, I wish I would have heard your lesson back then, my friend, if I only knew. That's my early morning New York voice.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Thank you for doing that for us. Wyclef is our guest here on Border Crossings on the Voice of America. Let's talk about your acting. Your acting chops are really impressive. You're on Nashville on ABC TV on a regular basis.
Yeah, I did Nashville on TV. It was a great thing. I started off actually like off Broadway when I was younger, and I would say similar to like Jamie Foxx, what worked first for me was like the music. So, you know, we ran with the music, but every chance I get to act, I love to do it. It's fun.
You've been in a number of different films. Do you have any other film roles coming up, or are you looking at some other scripts?
Well, right now I'm looking at a script called Toussaint, and it's a story about, of course, our leader in Haiti, Toussaint Louverture, the general. So I'm looking at that, you know, and in order to do that, it would have to take like 2 years out of my musical life. So I'm not prepared to do that, but I'm going to read the script.
Do you still have any political aspirations? I know that you were thinking about that. You were trying to run for an office in Haiti, but there were some issues. But is that something still, you know, on your mind, or have you put that aside?
Well, I mean, really, when I was running, I ran as a candidate to be the president of Haiti because of the urgency. And in my country, I'm a youth leader. So looking at 50% of the population being youth at the time, I felt like I was the one that could actually bring awareness to the country, help change legislation and policy. Right now, I feel like we're headed towards a good spot. And I will continue to do like my role model, like Bono. I feel like I can affect policy and legislation doing what I'm doing right now.
Do you have a favorite part of the business? Is it the songwriting, the performing, the acting? I mean, if you could pick an area that you really like most of the entire showbiz thing that you've been involved with, what would it be?
I mean, right now I'm on a label called Heads Music, distributed by PRMD. And what I'm excited about, what excites me is new artists, artist development. The idea of someone that you don't know, and I get to write music for them and bring it to the world. That excites me the most.
Wyclef, you're the best. You're among my favorite artists of all time. And I really appreciate your generosity with coming in, performing a song for us, and spending some time to talk with us about your upcoming album and the new music that you're working on. Wyclef Jean, thank you so much for being on The Voice of America.
Thank you for having me.